Alright. Nice. Thanks, Kara. Microsoft update. I completely forgot there was a Windows update yesterday, so that's cool. That's cool. I don't understand what it is with the Windows update that every single time that it happens, the mic gets reset back to default. And for whatever reason, this mic never picks up as default within OBS, even though it's set as default, so that's cool. Alright. Well, I was just saying, happy Monday. We get to play a little bit of 2K25 this week. On a couple of layers here. One is that, you know, as a reward to ourselves for beating the Loopers Only Impossible Challenge on 2K23, we get to reward ourselves with a little bit of 2K25. Also, we get a little bit of 2K25. Friday, we get a lot of 2K25. So I'm very much so looking forward to that. We will be live for like 7.5, 8 hours on Friday during the day, checking out the early access launch. So looking forward to that. We got to get our hands on it, you know, just familiarize ourselves a little bit. Also, I believe we have some codes to plug in here. Get some TGL swag. Team code. How are you doing, Kara? Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why it's that way. All right. Custom TGL outfits, and I think. Now the thing is, I don't know where people are getting some of these codes from. I'm convinced that some of these codes are being leaked. Okay, because I think TGL Golf was one at some point. I feel like some codes are getting leaked and then shut off, but the Sweat Set one was indeed from today. Claim Quest rewards. 50 VC. I feel like I've gotten that one already though. I'm gonna save this one for when things actually launch. Being back in the office is such a pain. Yeah, I know that I'm gonna, just kind of be in a spot where I take working from home for granted. Definitely love, I mean, just, you don't have the commute, all that stuff. It adds up for sure. That's not bad. That's not a bad swing. Applications are flying away. Trying to find something remote. I get that. Honestly, I don't hate that swing because it's a baby pull with a baby fade. Like, as long as you miss it like that, obviously you don't want it to be a pull, but pull with the open club face, not the worst thing. Yeah, what's up, Lindsay? That's spicy. That's spicy. Remote or local to a friend's place in Michigan. You're in North Carolina, right? That's a pretty big move, both in terms of distance and also, weather and all of that. Your hour 25. That's way too much. That is way too much. I think we might, if our swing ends up going well, I might test out some like max difficulty stuff and just see how it feels. Tabletop Simulator coding, all that fun stuff. What game? Tabletop Simulator is fun. I haven't tried to like do anything in terms of like putting your own game into it or anything, but it's definitely fun to play, especially with friends. The amount of like actual games you can play for super cheap, because you can get Tabletop Sim for like $10. I'm willing to host you and get you out of here, basically, is why. Get your feet started somewhere, maybe less volatile, yeah. Well, and it's also just, I think, anytime that you have a fresh area where people don't really know you. Obviously, your circumstances, you know, factor into it. But just thinking, like, if you, for anybody to move anywhere, I think fresh start always goes a long way. Rather niche game, Minnesota Canasta. That's a card game, right? I feel like I've heard of that before. Not the Minnesota variant, but I've heard it back years ago. Yeah, playing on like one of those like bicycle card game things, right? Where you just have this huge collection of card games that you can choose from. Hey, what's going on, Jimmy? Good evening. Close with a friend, they know safe spots for V-Trans and stuff. Might have a social life, more support networks. Very isolated right now. I mean, I'm fairly isolated. I mean, I guess it depends on what your level of isolation is. I'm isolated in the sense that I actually live in the middle of the middle of nowhere near Amish people, and yeah, I don't have any IRL friends nearby, but I have family. I have my wife's family nearby. Different levels of isolation. See, I really don't mind that swing. If you miss equally open as you do, yeah, like it's worse to miss with a pull perfect than a pull. If I miss 3-degree pull, but yeah, if I miss things the same direction and it nets like 0, then you could have some really nice stuff. No, Chris, I do have Comcast. It's not like true middle of nowhere, but definitely more rural. I'm not joking about the Amish though. If I drive down the road, Amish wood shop, and there are signs for horse and buggy crossing, or not like crossing, but like just watch for them. Definitely have to drive around them. I've redeemed all the ones that I'm aware of, Jimmy. I got the new sweat set stuff. We got a few last week as well. I think I actually even was able to redeem a couple of the ones that had a lot of VC that got pulled. Whoops. Great Nowheresville. Frankly scared to go anywhere social. Yeah, I don't really go anywhere social. You know, I always joke that like if I leave the house, I go to like Home Depot or the golf course. Not really much else that I go to. Maybe the grocery store. We did go to the movies and out to dinner Valentine's Day. But that's just because Valentine's Day was on a Friday. We don't actually... I was in the sticks? I mean, not like fully, but like relatively. I don't know. Depends on your definition. Our borough has, well, this is as of, yeah. Our borough has like 6,000 people? It's not like sticks, but it's definitely more rural. We went and saw the new Captain America. It was pretty good. You know, it's hard to recapture what made the old Captain, like, cause Civil War and oh, what's the other one? Civil War and the one where Bucky is the main Winter Soldier. Like, those ones are so good. What's going on, Matt? Fly Guy, welcome back. All right, let's go play around, and then I think if we're feeling good after we play around, we'll start rolling some like max difficulty stuff and see how true sim we can get. But we're rocking a new setup on the vertical streams that should be pretty nice looking. So I'm hoping people like that. What's going on, MVG? Good luck on the way to 1,000. Get me one closer, see you in ranked. Appreciate the sub. Thank you very, very much. Heck yeah, man. Yeah, we're slowly but surely we're getting there. One day soon, maybe. One day soon, maybe. We had an absolutely huge week. Was it last week or the week before? I think it was the week before when we were playing this. It was like the timing of this, of streaming it, and then also yeah, it was like the timing of streaming it, and then we also had our like first look at the demo video was popping off. Things have since slowed down a little bit, but yeah, the support has been absolutely insane over the past couple of weeks. And I'm just looking forward to Friday. I'm gonna get killed with the underswing the way that the animation is right now. Hey, what up, Mikey? How have you been? Finally found a swing you're comfortable with? Only need 3 consecutive pars to close out all of the quests? Are you rocking the legend pars? Or is it just, or I forget, is legend with the pars, or is the consecutive pars just any difficult, or what difficulty is that for? I remember there were some difficulty requirements. Man, it's such a tight window. I think the only thing that, not the only thing that sucks, but like the hardest thing for me is that you can like double cross yourself so easily. Oh, that's nice. Oh, man. I like that. I like that. Hey, the underpower. The underpower or the fast tempo. I feel like putting tempo just screws me so much. Which, like, obviously it's my fault. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not like there's any mystery there. It's not bad. Push closed. I dig it. Legend pars, got an eagle last night. Then a par, then a shank. So close. So close. I'm gonna have to actually like practice putt. I'm gonna have to practice putt to get that squared away. I don't know if we're gonna have to practice swing or not. Probably gonna depend on if there's a lot of angles involved. Or if we're just under pressure. But I am foreseeing legend. I don't know if that's truly gonna be accurate. Got myself stuck. What's going on, Doctor? There's 2025s now? I know. 2023s, and we don't even have even numbers, so I don't know why that's all getting skipped over. It's tough. That was decent. Check up into the hill. Oh, that still rolls. Wow. Wow. There's a putt. I do think that playing on the max difficulty stuff with no power or no vibration is probably going to be easier for putting in terms of my tempo. Oh, I blocked that one. Yikes. That's going to hit cart path, go OB. No, big kick left. Come on, get back down and play. PGA Tour 50,000. What about PGA Tour 40K? We'll just make it part of the Warhammer franchise. Okay, so this is the type of shot that's gonna be quite tough for me because I have to fade it, which now means I have to swing the other way. Honestly, it wasn't the worst swing. It just doesn't really cut off of that hill. Is this the Dark Souls of golf? I mean, I thought, you know, I've always thought that the series as a whole was the Dark Souls of golf. Yeah, this may, yeah, maybe it's getting harder now. So maybe we should call it, yeah, maybe this is more the Dark Souls, or maybe this is like Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, I don't know which. Eventually we're gonna get to what, you know, what's the Elden Ring of golf. There's my underpower, because I suck. Everyone hated Dark Souls 2? That's true, that's EA. It has a dedicated fan base. But most people that like the other games in the series don't like it. Gino likes DS2. There's a fair number of people that like DS2. I like it, it's just quite different. That being said, I always tell myself that I like it, and then every time that I go and play it, I'm like, this just isn't the same. Definitely has its place. I gotta stop. It's a straighter feel. You've never gotten far enough into it to give an honest opinion. What's stopping you from playing that instead of Skyrim for the 100th time? Out of curiosity. Oh man. The littlest pull. Not playing Skyrim, thank you. I'm just talking generally speaking. Just generally speaking, thinking about the last number of years. That's far. I feel like a big part of playing through for the first time on career mode and everything, I feel like it's gonna be so much about leveling up different builds, like get one to 90. Get one to 90 and then get the other ones to 85 and unlock their specialty. I gotta not look at the thing, because every time I look at it, I do something like this. Green in regulation? How about them apples? Ah, man. Had too much speed. Would have been epic. Oh, I pushed it. Apparently, I added way too much power from off the green. That doesn't break, got it. Turn off shot feedback. I just need to not look at it, but yeah, it does. It does turn it off. That is correct. That doesn't kick far enough left, right? That's straight into the bunker. Yeah. Yeah, this game, I mean, I think it's obviously gonna be quite different. What happens when you try and splash this from here, by the way? See, now I'm over-correcting. Hey. What's going on, Rob? You play over and over but never seen a finish? You started honor mode on Baldur's Gate 3? It's scary. 3 small fights in, constantly worried about that's your last fight, just waiting for a big fight. Yeah, I couldn't do that, man. Oh, that checked too much? Okay, so power from off of the green so far actually seems like it's pretty much what you would need it to be. Why am I over? My feel is over. I've now pulled it too much. What's up, Not? So we're gonna play it out center green. Gotta be smart. That's better. Closed a little bit, and on that lie, close is gonna pull quite a bit. Going to pitch it? What about kind of chips can I do? I don't understand, why is it in the demo that you can only pitch up to a pitching wedge, or you can only chip up to a pitching wedge. Because the thing is said about being able to chip with mid irons, so I don't understand. I don't understand what that's about. I will say, like, the physics have been very good in terms of, like, whenever I'm like, you know what, this is how I would try and play this in real life, it reacts very much so how I would expect. Now, I'm sure some of that has to do with the green speed that we're playing on and everything, but I don't know, the fact that I can visualize some sort of, you know, pitch shot that you just kind of check up and let roll out, that part to me feels very, very good. Need the bump and run to use the higher clubs? Is that what it is? Because let me see. I need to pull up the actual, like, chip. A standard shot performed with a mid-iron, short iron, or wedge from any surface. And right now, I only have it on wedges. So that's the part that is a little bit off for me, Mikey. I do get that the bump and run is a different shot type that you can also, yeah, you can also do. But let me pull this up real quick. So we got right here, right? Chip shot, mid iron, short iron, or wedge. Bump and run has mid iron, short iron, or wedges as well. But to me, those are going to be a little bit more different, right? Like the bump and runs probably don't have the 10, 12, 14-yard carries. So that's where I've been a little bit tripped up, because it, in my opinion, should be there and is not. I don't know if that's an intentional thing, if that's some sort of oversight. We'll see as it goes on. What's going on, JC? By people that suck at golf? I mean, to be fair, most people suck at golf. But it's just a demo, so I'm gonna obviously leave it with some benefit of the doubt. That push. We're just a little off the mark. You watched a bit of Night Rain Network tests over the weekend? Hesitant about the idea of the game, but you think it's grown on you a little bit? I haven't watched anything. All I've heard is that there were some issues. There were some issues with the network test itself. Oh, of course I hit it perfect close, so then it just stays left. Powerhouse and Technician, yeah, this is Sculptor that we're messing with right now. I think after this round, we'll pull out the Technician and just give it a try again. There we go. What's going on, Jay Fields? It's tough, man. Like, it's when you're on it. I mean, you can just hit some great shots, but if you're off on anything, yeah, even just looking at something like that, right? It's a slight push open. If I pull open, yeah, that's a great shot. So there's definitely some fine margins. But What's also to be said is that like these are unupgraded characters, and so I feel like once you have some more forgivenesses in, you get the distance kind of where you like it. Yeah, we're gonna be able to do quite a bit with these players. Locked. I have to make that shot feel a little bit more straight at the top. I do like it's very subtle, but I like that animation there with him kind of walking. He's kind of walking to try and like see the putt out. Power and shaping mix, but also you don't think you'll be able to play the game enough to get any other archetype balanced enough. Yeah, I'm trying out some of the different, so I have a powerhouse, a technician, and I have powerhouse, I have technician, and I have sculptor, because I just want to see like how the different things feel. That's wet. Yeah, but it's the type of thing like, I don't know, we got in a rhythm and we were doing great, so it's, I think, a lot about you just have to get back into the rhythm whenever you're playing. You know, and once you find your swing, you're gonna have a good time. What's going on, Jordan? I know, yeah, practice swings I think are gonna be I think they're gonna be a very big thing for sure. Especially early on, I think as we get more experienced, I don't think we'll need them as much, at least on like our regular swings. Obviously, the big thing is going to be, I can already see that courses are going to bake in a lot of side hill lies, you know, different embankments and stuff to just make it tough on the player. So you can't just shape everything. Everything just can't just be shaped to be back to its normal swing. Force people to have to hit both ways and all that jazz. I like that. I like that. Is this default legend settings with the swing meter showing, or do they still remove it for legend? I forget what the default was. I think let me see what the default is. I put lie range back on. I put transition vibration on. I put scout camera back on. I put lie grid on. And yeah, the shot setup feedback is off, but I put it on because I'm just trying to get my bearings with it. I'm gonna try some max difficulty stuff later, I think, once we get some rounds under our belt today with some different things and we're kind of settled in. Oh, just the littlest bit of push there. Oh, nice kick. So yeah, it's legend with a few things turned back on. Not that they're doing a whole lot. Okay, if we're playing fade. Yeah, see, this is where you would want to play draw. But this is, I'm gonna wing it. How far? Yeah, this is where, like, I don't know how people... How you do the shot shape stuff. We are on Sculptor at the moment, Jordan. I don't know, like, do you just rotate your controller and then have the same feel? I guess so. Then I pull it. Yeah, so that's gonna be, I think, the hardest thing with this game is playing anything other than your, like, default shots. I think anything other than your default shots is gonna be quite tough. That's it. That's still rolled out. Applaud them for trying to make it more sim. I'm honestly surprised at how much more sim it became. If I'm being completely honest. Because, you know, I know it's always leaned more sim, but just the couple little added extra things still are a bit surprising to me. Hey, what's going on, Troll? Happy birthday. Wow, we're only like 6 months early, but thanks. Yeah, shifting bias is gonna be... Shifting bias is gonna be tough. 100%. I think that's gonna be the hardest overall thing. Yeah, if you can get your shot to be like your normal, like I think the thing I like about Technician is you can get a little, or not Technician, Sculptor is you can get a little bit more out of some stuff there. Oh, that's pretty nice. Is it too much on the slope though? It is. It is. I added a little bit spinny and it didn't carry enough. That's the only thing with hitting the open and pull shot. This needs so much power, holy cow. It was decent. I pushed it though. Stymie Duck, thank you for the follow. There's the alert. I jumped the gun. On YouTube, hit 12 under on Legend. I know that I know Woes hit it, and I think there was maybe somebody else. Yeah, I mean, people are definitely gonna. People are definitely going to be very good. I always seem to mess something up on this hole. Yeah, I think players who are very good already in 2K25, or I mean 2K23, I think are going to continue to be good. You know, I think there's going to be some people that fall. There's going to be some people that climb, and there are going to be some new people that show up and play very well. Yeah, I think you're going to get a pretty mixed bag of things. That had some pace. That has some pace. What's going on, Hoys? I think Technician is one of the best archetypes early, or Sculptor. I think... Yeah, I think early those are definitely going to be just because of the forgiveness that you get out the gate. I pushed it. Dang. But yeah, certainly. I think because of the early forgiveness that you get, they're going to be strong. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they scale. Because over time, you're going to be able to level some of those forgivenesses into other... Oh no, the extra power. You're going to be able to level that in. That was the right power, I think. I am realizing though that the way that I putt in 2K23 doesn't work in this game. Because the way that I putt in 2K23... Oh geez, I'm overcorrecting now. The way that I putt in 2K23 has like a slow pullback, and that does not transition well in this game. There we go, that's better. Rip 3-clickers? I mean, 3-click... I mean, you can still play it, and I might give 3-click a whirl just to see how it is in this game. I am surprised that it did not make its way into ranked in its own playlist. That was a... What? That was weird. That was a push end? Bad tempo? Bizarre. Very, very bizarre. Also, the numbers aren't adding up. That said 35-36 even. Where was the math wrong? Wait, where was the math wrong on that? Can I see the scorecard? Okay, I think that was just bugged. I need to pull up the last round. Or like just look at the little transition screen there. Let me pull that up. Let's wind that back just a touch. All right, so it has 4-4-3-5, 4-5, 3-4-4, but I think it just said 35. I think I'm in the way of it. Maybe I can see it on a different one. Because that's definitely not what it's supposed to be. Yeah. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about, because I feel like I'm just mumbling to myself. The vertical stream coming in clutch here. But as you can see here, it says 35 for the par. The numbers are all right. And like we bogeyed bogey eagle par 36. But yeah, it says 35 on the scorecard, so that's a small bug, which you would think would have been caught, considering this is the only course that we're playing. just a minor detail. Just a minor detail. All right. get my monitor switched back over. So we have a 4-under round that we shot with Sculptor. I mean, once your swing's on, I mean, you can go low, but if you're a little bit off, that's why the forgivenesses on contact and on swing path are going to be so important, because if you can get those squared away, then you're gonna stop missing by as much. You just really have to be careful about like double crossing yourself. It's also like a really weird thing of if you're perfect on a contact or on a push, but you are on a swing path and you don't miss on the other, like you miss on the other one, because then you just get a block, or you get a block or a pull, or you just start missing. If you miss the swing path with the contact, you can create more of a draw or more of a fade, but if you only miss one of the things, it's actually sometimes worse. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But I think what we're gonna do here, we'll probably try and run another round with Technician. Maybe run a round or two with Technician here and see how we do. So far, running around even a little bit over with Sculptor. I want to see how we do with the extra forgiveness. And then I think we'll try and run some like max difficulty stuff and see if we can break par, see how sim green reading and stuff goes. Because I think with it being more sim leaning, I do think we're going to see a lot more of that, and I think we're probably going to do more sim stuff again. We'll see how it is in terms of interest, like people watching it, because obviously sim content is a bit slower, but I feel like this lends itself to it a little bit better. So we shall see, but I think that's what we're gonna dive into here. If you have not already followed, subbed, and/or liked on your respective viewing platform, it goes a long way for us. We're on our way to 1,000 subs on YouTube in particular. Now we're trying to get to 69 follows on Twitch. So we've got some goals and aspirations, and I can only we can only reach them with you. But yeah, we're gonna take just a couple-minute break here. We gotta roll some ads so that Twitch doesn't just play them at random for people. Get in there, one trav, one follow. Love to see it. Train of thought. But yeah, we're gonna roll ads so that Twitch doesn't just roll them at random, which means that we're gonna take a break together so nobody misses a thing. I don't like having the pre-rolls just hit people at random, or have the mid-rolls hit people at random either. So we're gonna take a controlled break here. We'll be back in 3 minutes, and we have plenty more 2K25 this evening. BRB.
It's raining.
Ads. Get out of here. Yo, what's going on, Hurt? Hola? ¿Cómo estás? Oh man, rolling in that 9 VC at a time. I mean, I get why they did it that way. Just another day feeling like a world champion. Yeah, the real question is when does that feeling start to fade? You know? Alright, let's test out the technician. I think later this week. So the plan for this week is we're gonna play 2K25 tonight. I think we're gonna go back to 2K23 tomorrow night and do the plat trophy hunting. I feel like since we've played 900 hours of it, we should probably get the platinum trophy in it, or see if we can. And then the last thing that we'll have left is probably, yeah, we'll play a couple rounds like the night before the launch just to kind of get our thumbs dialed into it. But I also think we'll use that time to maybe set up our characters a little more properly. Dive into the character creator a little bit. Just a bit outside. So hopefully that sounds like a decent game plan. Uh, 80% is actually going to be short, yeah? Because 8 iron, we go 80% here, that's 120. I think you just go a little more center green. It was short anyway. I feel like I end up in this front bunker quite a bit when I'm playing this hole. Always seems to be the case. No! Oh, man. We have had one bunker hole out before. Would be kinda nice to add some more to the collection. Not gonna lie. Hey, Vandy, what up, what up? How we doing, how we doing? Oh, does that kick left at all, or do we stay out in the heavy? Nice. I suppose it's the desert, so we're gonna remain fairly flat. Love that, love that. Oh, that's some momentum. Oh, that's some momentum. That actually carries all the way out the other side, jeez. I mean, I guess that was a hybrid, right? So checks out. Can I get it? No, I can't. Okay, so we want it to go a little bit higher than that. And then we gotta go a little bit outside, right? I tell you what, the feel was correct in terms of like what shot to hit. The execution, on the other hand, was quite horrible. That was rude. Does still look like there's some speed boost. Yeah, I don't know if that's just like it's out of the rough. And that's just kind of how the out of the rough shots are almost always gonna play, Kara. just pulled it a little bit. That's gonna go in the bunker. Or not quite. Almost. What's going on, Bill? You dropped your hybrid for a 4-iron? Found the hybrid too wild? I haven't gotten into, like, messing with the bag at all yet. I've just been playing with the default. I'll have to get to that at some point. But probably will wait until the main game is fully here. But I don't necessarily disagree. I tend to be use a hybrid if I have a club gap kind of thing. I kind of like having one hybrid at the top of my bag. Just to, help on like fairway bunkers. But yeah, a lot of times the irons. A lot of times the irons go a good way for me. I just left it open. Left it open. Think you're gonna be full on 2K25 this week, Vandy? I'm gonna still play a little bit of 2K23. I'm not playing anything TGC though. I think we're just gonna do the plat trophy hunting tomorrow and maybe Wednesday. I don't think you can get the action that I want out of the rough. I think that's just plain and simple. Like I'm just being too aggressive with it. Still didn't get it high enough, even with the extra pace. Just breaks so much. What's going on, Bootlegger? We're on a modified legend difficulty. So I have legend with like just a couple of things turned on. But still legend swing. Not too bad. Chip short through the rough and fringe for sure, and like those pitch shots are gonna be like, yeah, you're not gonna be able to be very aggressive, until we get some better skills. What's going on, polling points? Excited for the first 2K25 controversy scandal? What you're saying, like the malware incident again? Someone cheating? Or are you talking about like the stuff that's... Because we've already had stuff that's been found. I mean, I really do like... It's like very subtle. I like the little reactions that the characters have. Mechanic exploits like Red Fast? Well, I've already seen videos about like the partial shot still does like 100% swing animation and things like that. But I do think there are going to be some people that still continue to swing straight and just aim. Yeah, like they'll just aim way off to the side and just continue their straight swing. And just learn how that plays on every shot. Which I think it'll be prudent of TGC to ban straight swings. Like if they determine that there's too much straight swinging on on it because they've got swing bias that you shouldn't be swinging straight. You should be swinging somewhat angled. I think that there should be disqualification in place for that, in my opinion. Dang it. Oh, look at that zip. KG Moose, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. I mean, I think we'll probably get something like that. This is steep. Oh, deep. It just stinks when you have the perfect power, and I just completely misjudged how that upslope out of the bunker was gonna play, and then it's down away. Had a good laugh at the Last of Us save state clip. Glad you enjoyed that. Yeah, we finished for the day, Moose, the night before, and I had like killed a couple of guys, and then I was like, I can't, like, I don't have time, I gotta go to bed, whatever. So I saved it, and then the next day loaded in, and just, like, that first thing that happened, all of a sudden all these enemies are loaded in. I'm like, what in the world is happening? Underhit. Oh, not, whoa. Underswung, but apparently my rhythm was terrible. I think I'm gonna have to invest points into putt rhythm because this has been like a frequent occurrence. This has been a very frequent occurrence for me. I think some of that is how I've putted for a really long time. Let's just like skip it in. Hole close, nice. Right in the bunker. I know, ladies and gents. It's disappointing for me too. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like putting it in this bunker like every other time that we play this hole. The skill for the putting rhythm will help. The skill with putting rhythm? Explain. What am I missing? Oh, just putting points into the putting stat. Over the bunker. You suck. Okay, so the skills, I'd be curious. I'm sure we'll probably roughly figure it out. But I want to know, like, skill to, like, skill compared to, like, the actual, like, attribute points. You know, kind of what that breakdown ends up being. Oh, that came out so low. Dang. I played it down a club because I thought we would get more out of it. I feel like I have to take a faster swing to get a better rhythm. But I definitely miss my power more when I do that. Bunker hopping in this demo down to an art. I do not have it yet. It's so funny though. Rhythm on the full swings is so forgiving. Like, this is going to be so much just a line game, so to speak.
That's just that it's softer. I want to see, can you get bite? Oh, just closed it. It's like, can you get bite on an 8-iron, or is that too much? You can. Not the attribute. Yeah. So I think that's what I'm saying, though. Like the comparison between the skills and the attribute points, right? Because they have in the skill tree. There's the different boosts. Oh, that's a YouTube sub. Music to my ears. Music to my ears. Hold on, let me see. Get in there, Sean. Is that Linkster? Or do we have another Sean Link in our presence? Either way, appreciate the YouTube sub. Yeah, Moose. Because we actually have 2 YouTube streams going. So we stream on Twitch, and then we have a regular YouTube stream, and then we have a vertical one. You despise the 14th hole. Yeah, we're gonna be very familiar with this back 9. I know people say that they're not gonna want to play it again, but like, I think having the front 9 and then a comfortable back 9 that you're familiar with isn't going to be the worst thing overall. You prefer YouTube? Well, welcome back over on YouTube, Moose. Yeah, I've got the chats combined, so it's really about, you know, where you prefer your stream experience. M Trials, thank you for the sub. You know, it's really just, it's preference. I know Twitch for me is home. Like I've watched streams on Twitch for years, but you know, some people might be more familiar with YouTube as their point of streaming. So, you know, it's really about whatever works. I'm fine with people wherever. The fact that people are watching is really what it boils down to. You know, so the odd thing is, I don't know if it's because we were just playing with, I don't know if it was just because we were playing with Sculptor and then went to Technician. I didn't feel like I got that big of a boost there. Let me see what the stats are. I kind of want to compare the Technician versus the Sculptor forgiveness. Biggie Richard, thank you for the follow. This is what being a real streamer feels like, huh? Just follows flying in left and right. Yeah. It's feeling like a real content creator. Love it. So 75 contact, 57 shaping, 70 swing path. I also think correction is gonna be really nice. I think just getting a really high correction and a really solid swing path is gonna be a nice combo. Like, just get it as straight as you can and then give yourself forgiveness. I feel like you're gonna just get power from elsewhere. I mean, I don't think I want to play it as like heavily as Technician does. I don't really transition. I don't think you need to put anything into. I think these, I don't know, get like regular transition skills on your skill tree. So you guys were talking about this, by the way. So you're talking about chip shots and then just like putting points into putt rhythm, which I guess you're gonna get going for lag putt. I'm gonna want Texas wedge, I would think. I mean, we're gonna want green reader, so we're gonna have to go this way. Bump and run. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, like specking out what we are actually gonna use, because I think tee shot, yes. Stinger, I don't know, like or choked. Because I guess my question is gonna be, I mean, I guess it's more than just driver to like choke, but like choking versus clubbing down, and like how little forgiveness is power drive gonna get, and also how much power is power drive gonna get. You know, choked approach, a low pitch shot with reduced spin. Like I don't know that I'm gonna care about runner. I'm gonna want spinner, so I'm gonna have to get runner in order to get spinner. Knockdown is probably gonna be nice. Off the deck requires a lot for risk reward play. Punch shot flop. I think super flop's gonna be great. I think we can skip choke punch entirely, personally. Might even be able to skip recovery. Recovery, though, is probably like, I think it's going to depend on build. I think you're going to almost have to have like a US Open build, or like a, I think you're going to want to have builds for like True Sim. Because like True Sim builds aren't going to have green reader, for example, but you're going to want recovery to get back out into play more easily. You know, I don't think you're going to ever want blast, but I think power pick and pick are going to be needed. So like it'll be interesting to see like what stuff we can cut out. Adding skill points to one area, take away the max you can add to the parallel skill. I do too. Instead of having it be like as you upgrade one, the other one just straight up loses, like 2K23 had. Yeah, it just takes away from the max that you can get. Still interesting, like fittings are going to be a big thing because they're going to bypass any of the restrictions that you've put on some of these things. So swing path, so these are floating right around 70, 75, 70, and 67. I just want to see what Sculptor looks like, because Powerhouse I know has like 40 on the one. 64, 48, 70. Okay, so Sculptor doesn't have swing path. That's where of the top 4, Sculptor is missing. I do like the shaping capability because it's easier to shape a shot, which means you don't have to go as crazy. So I feel like if you can get shaping and correction very high, I think you still need to get that swing path up. But you're already higher with power. Yeah, there'll be some interesting balances because you don't necessarily need to get all of the points through your attribute points. Like you can also spec things to a certain spot and then like, you know, on my driver, I need more power and more swing path. Like I want more shaping on my irons. I don't want it on, yeah, my wedges. Like you can add some of those forgivenesses in more places. Kept my 2 Evo tools unspent. Yeah, because I don't want to spend them on these clubs. Because I figure I'm going to replace 2K clubs. No polling points. So that's in your... It's part of the quests. I forget which quest exactly. The Swing Basics has a fitting. So you get 1 Evo tool here for applying a fitting to a club overall of 66 and putting a fitting on a golf ball. And then I think that one's VC. Amateur, pro. Get a fitting from the master one. You get another Evo tool from Legend. Was the level up token... Was the level up token from the level up code? There's a code LVLUP in all caps. That might be where that one's from. What's going on, Ears fan? El Busy. Thought the points carry over to whatever clubs you get? Heard that these are the clubs, they'll just be skins for the clubs? Is that so? Because I know that they've said about a Legend driver. Let me see here. So obviously the shaft and the grip are cosmetic. So it's just... I don't think they're fully cosmetic though, because I know that the Clubhouse Pass is supposed to have like a Legend driver that doesn't lose fittings. So to me, that would be a separate one. I'm just holding them. We'll find out and play a little bit of career mode. I'm sure there'll be some progression stuff with sponsorships that we'll be able to figure that out a little bit more. What's going on, M-Force? Being someone who's playing Swing Stick for the first time in a decade, this game is fun but hard. You're on pro. Yeah, it's not easy. It's very unforgiving when you're off the mark. Devblog explained the clubs will not be cosmetic. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought from reading through that stuff. So this one, this sacrifices power. This has more swing plane forgiveness. So maybe we should go back to Powerhouse just to remind ourselves about how unforgiving this is. What's going on, Richard? You enjoyed the 3-click method? You're a loser, you know? I have nothing against people using 3-click. I think the big issue with 3-click was the difficulty in 2K23. Like comparably to Swing Stick and having it being in the same competitive thing. I don't have anything against it, you know, in its own. Yeah, I think it's the type of thing that separation makes sense. That being said, I don't think 3-click is easy on the harder difficulties. Yeah, I think on Pro is too easy. I think once you go to Master and Legend, it's definitely not as simple. I feel like I have to go with 6-iron, although if it comes out hot, we're dead. But if I go with this 7, I feel like we end up short most of the time. always in this bunker. Realize your miss tendency? Oh yeah, the quad perfects feel nice. I try to recognize my miss tendencies, but then I miss all over the place, so. For me, it's trying to find the swing feel that works in general and just hope that I'm actually hitting my mark. Master 3-click was a fun challenge. Legend was brutal. So I haven't tried it at all. We're gonna do the last. We're gonna try to do the last couple of achievements. Try and get the platinum trophy in 2K23 later this week, probably tomorrow, and play around as Tiger Woods and play around on 3-click. Both are things that I have not done. So my thinking is that we're gonna try and do maybe a Legend 3-click Tiger Woods attempt. You know, just put a bunch of trophy attempts together, and then we'll probably just have to do the Legend Tiger one again because there's no way I'm gonna first try it. But I think it'll be fun just to experience it. 75 from early hour, 75 hours from early access, launch classy. I know. I'm not gonna be able to play till Friday though. I'm not gonna stay up Thursday night. Overswing? How much overswing? Actually not that much. Actually not that much. Three-click in this game looks challenging. You have no issue with them allowing three-clickers with Pro Plus swingers. Yeah, I mean, at least with this game, like the three-click, it shifts every time, right? You're not hitting the exact same spots. So having the swing bias actually makes three-click a little bit tougher. The pull. Man, that's gonna sting when you hit three perfects and just miss the one shot. So yeah, Powerhouse definitely not forgiving. Yeah, it's funny with the splash shots because I think the open face, is going to be like a helpful thing. Not that you want to like play for it because it's can end up getting too open. What's going on, Naveen? How do I swing? Shall I hold the controller? Oh, we can try it. I'll just put it into practice swing. We're gonna break immersion here because what's going on, Sandman? Game feels good, but you feel it's random? I wouldn't say random. I mean, it's what you hit. Oh man, this is like too close. Let me see if I can lower myself, try and get. So yeah, crotch cam. So I'm just a simple left stick swinger, but for me, this is actually me holding the controller at like an angle. So this like diagonal back is straight, right? That's like straight up and down. For me, I feel personally like I'm pulling a little bit more into the left. Like that's just how I get this draw feel, is I personally feel like I'm getting a little bit more in, and then I just hit it on the straight going up. You know, this game is very much so like real golf in the sense that it's feel versus real. You know, you gotta find, what am I doing? Forgot where my camera goes because I have it in a different spot than I used to. Ah! There we go. Apologies, I've ruined my setup. All right, now I think it's better. Now I think it's better. But it's a feel versus real thing. So, I mean, the biggest thing that I can say is consistency. Consistency in setup, right? So, like, I'm always trying to sit the same way relative to my monitor. I kind of tuck my elbow into where the armrest is. Hand sits on my lap. I hold the controller at a diagonal. That just helps me personally, instead of being, bowed wrist to be straight up and down. I hold it square to the hand, but on a diagonal, and then it's find the feel that works. So, for me, the feel of swinging in to straight gives me the in to out you just kind of have to mess around and like find what it is that works for you. But that's how I do it personally. I just overdid it there. Yeah, I don't think there's ever going to be like a any sort of magic recipe when it comes to do this to hit the swing plane you want. I think a lot of it, oh man, I was on too steep of a slope so it didn't roll out. I think a lot of it is really going to just boil down to players being able to find a consistent way that they can hold it and a consistent feel for them. Broke a little bit too much. That's like for my putt. To keep a straight line on my putt, I feel like I'm pushing out and finishing to the left. It's technically straight up and down, but like that's the thought that's going through my head. There's nothing straight about what I'm actually feeling, but that's the grip and feel that I've found to work for me. Yeah, and everybody's is going to be different, right? Everybody's going to hold their controller slightly different or what have you. You just got to find that thing that makes you tick. Yeah, it's like the same way you watch professional golfers, and there's 100 different ways that you watch them try and get swing feels. Hold it. Dang. Just didn't quite have the legs. Yes, Coxter, he said he uses both thumbs on the left stick. Yeah, like I'm a very like traditional kind of guy in that I swing with one thumb. Yeah, there are a lot of people that do. Yeah, I swing with the left thumb. Some people swing right thumb. Some people do two thumbs. Some people do like a pinch method where you pinch the controller, but that was probably better for straight up and down. I don't know how well that'll translate to any of the diagonal swing stuff that we have. I can't do the two thumb. I veer off, but the two thumb I feel like with the straight up and down. Again, oh wow, how is that putting rhythm so off? Yeah, I think that you'll see people like maybe switch too, like with chips and putts, things that have a straight shot to it. I think you'll see people do like two thumbs for that. Yeah, you might have for different shot types, different feels and different swings that you go to. Oh, it's big time to be. Hey, no worries, Duck. Yeah, it's like I think sometimes, you know, it can get lost on people a little bit that like at the end of the day, this is supposed to be a golf sim kind of game, right? So there are a lot of things. Oh, look at that. That's money. Come on, get up there. Oh. That did not release as much, and that took such a hard kick to the right. But man, is it satisfying when you hit all the blues. But yeah, like, when you know, at the end of the day, it's trying to simulate real golf, right? So there are a lot of feels and things that you would use out on the course that are going to help you in this game as well. Like, yes, it is a video game. Oh. but you can draw a lot of similarities. So for me, yeah, the big similarity has always just been the feel versus real. Yeah, at the end of the day, the output in 2K23 is a straight line, but it doesn't have to be a straight line in here. Yeah, so if you can, on any given shot, right, it doesn't matter if you're trying to do a default, you know, this is as straight of a shot as I can get, or whatever, like, you know that maybe a big fade feels like this, or like a flop shot feels like this. You know, as long as you're consistent in how you set up, that swing thought then can go a long way. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Never seem to get it. What's going on, camper? Overswung it. Tried to just fly it up onto the green. I have had, I'm not going to say bad luck. I have just played so poorly on the 16th every single time. This is one hole that I have barely found a gur. We've gotten up and down a few times, but yeah, I bogeyed this hole quite a bit. This one, I think we went back to Powerhouse. I think the Powerhouse I put a few points into, so it's like a 67. The other ones are like 64 overalls. I've been kind of messing with a few. I just wanted to go back to Powerhouse to remind myself at how unforgiving it is. But I've been messing with Sculptor and Technician mostly. I overswung it though by like 4%. Trying to check it up, but it's such a narrow window to do so. Gonna buy VC? I don't plan on it. I want to see, you know, just with the base game and playing, like how much VC we get and how much things end up costing. By principle, I don't want to buy any VC. Obviously, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, for now, I plan to just play the game and ride it out from there. Yeah, it's just there's no margin for error on this character. Default just has so bad. Around $70 to max a player? I mean, where does that number even come from? Is that just like based off of how NBA 2K stuff has gone in the past? I mean, I don't think I can really say that that's gonna be the same thing here. That was pretty nice. Leaks of VC prices? Right, but we don't know how much you're gonna get from actually playing the game. Because right now the 9 VC thing is just because they're squeezing the demo so that you can't just grind the demo and have a ton of stuff when the game actually drops. So we'll see how much VC you get from playing career mode and just all the different events. Because you're also going to get VC from playing ranked tours and, your seasonal rewards and stuff. So we'll see how it all pans out. Yeah, I think Career Sandman is gonna get quite a bit. 2K will loot everybody. I don't know. They had the like pay to win golf ball sleeves and stuff is really the only thing that you needed VC for. I mean, you needed VC in 2K23 to like put fittings and stuff on your club, but it's one of those things, like it kind of stops at a certain point, right? Like you get your character somewhat built and then you're not really tinkering with things, so it's really going to be getting through the early phases and like getting attributes and stats and stuff into your character. What's going on, Cooking? How are you doing? 2K23 was not a scam. 2K25, pay then win. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I hope not. Right? I hope not, because it's just not great from like a playing experience. I mean, the way I always look at it is if you can play the game and acquire the stuff, like, then it's not the worst thing if people can pay to do it faster. Like the one thing I don't like that right now is supposed to be the case is that the Clubhouse Pass, everybody on the free tier is gonna get like the new shot type, but the paid version gets the like rhythm and swing path and all of those sorts of boosts. That I don't like, because that's straight up pay to win. If it takes me a little bit longer because I have to play the game a little bit more, like I'm gonna play the game a bunch anyway, I don't mind as much. They try to squeeze the golf community, they know the game would flop at significantly lower player base. Yeah. I mean, I think there's probably some, if they build the game to a certain point, then maybe you could see that start coming down the line. But yeah, I think as it stands, they're going to try and find ways that people might want to spend money, but I don't think it's going to be like a serious squeeze. It's not going to be like an Ultimate Team type experience or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, we're getting very, very close to finding out for real how all this stuff is going to shake out. By the base version, not the pre-order. I mean, if you pre-order the base version, then I think you just get pre-order bonuses, but you get it on the 28th. I think you have to go Deluxe or Legend to get it early, yeah? I believe that's how that works. For some reason, for a second, I was thinking that you could pre-order the base version and get it early, but that's not the case. You have to go Deluxe or Legend to get it on the 21st. But if you still pre-order, then yeah, you'll have like the Chris McDonald and a couple other things. And yeah, 2K23 is part of the pre-order bonus for all of them, but I think there's a couple other things if you pre-order, regardless of which version you get. And then obviously as you go up the versions, you get more. Like the Legend one has the most bang for your buck because it has, if you're going to buy the Clubhouse passes, yeah, it gives the first 5, which would normally be $50 worth, for an extra 30. Over, like, you do actually get some stuff for it, plus the early. Yeah, the clothes are, I wish a little bit better. Look at what you're playing. TGC kind of levels all players. Well, yeah, I think having the extra builds is going to be really nice, because I think there are going to be different builds for different things, right? You're going to have kind of your subsection of TGC builds, right? Kind of like, okay, this is more for a major course, or like, the wins are going to be higher. This is more like a sim. Maybe this is more of your character that's spec'd out for easier swings, right? Like you're on the ranked tours or you're on ranked. You don't have as much forgiveness in it because it's there by default on pro. I think there'll be different builds to spec some stuff out. And yeah, the player itself, right? Like if you're a TGC player, your value on things, or if you're a casual player, like everybody's value is going to be different, and everybody's time sink is going to be different. I think where the not pay to win, but like the pay to get ahead stuff, a lot of times gets the people that are either super hardcore and they just want to get there super fast and be there, or the people that are super casual and feel like they don't put in enough time to get to it. None of which is required. Like, but if you're a grinder, you're gonna play the game enough and have enough VC to do whatever you want. I am Italian, Naveen. My grandfather came over from Italy. You're the deluxe game, Norman? You get your upgrades while playing the demo? What do you mean by upgrades? So in the demo, you can enter a couple of the locker codes, which are mostly just aesthetic stuff, maybe a little bit of VC, and then you can apply some of the fittings and things that you get in the demo, but you're not going to get any of your pre-order stuff until Friday. 2K given a free 2K23 version for buying 2K25, probably to get people that pre-order, I really want to play 2K25, and it gives them something to kind of stay in the golf, atmosphere. I don't know. I think it's something to try and just get them in and stay in with the golf stuff. Maybe even, they get so hooked on 2K23 before 2K25 comes out that they make microtransactions. I don't know. I don't know exactly. Probably just to make sure that when people pre-order it, they don't fall out of it, is my guess. You pre-order 2K25 because you're hyped because it looks great, and then you're just waiting, like maybe to give them something in the meantime. I don't know. Tikka masala, but we'll need pizza in exchange. I want the pizza. Sorry, I'm keeping the pizza. All right. So we got to roll a quick break here. Play a golf tournament today in Texas. Nice cooking. That sounds. I want to get out and play golf, but it is 16 degrees and like 30-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Nice. Oh, from India, Naveen. Nice. I'm on the east coast of the U.S., so opposite sides of the world. But yeah, we got to roll an ad break. Try and make sure that nobody misses a thing, so we're all going to take a break together so that, Twitch folks are not getting hit with random mid-rolls, mid-conversation. I hate that as a viewer, so I don't want to impose that on you guys. So we're going to take a break together so that nobody gets ads as they come into the stream. So I appreciate you all watching. We will keep going. We're going to switch back over to Technician or Sculptor, maybe Sculptor, and we'll try some max difficulty runs, see if we can get back to par. Yeah, appreciate you all. Like, follow, subscribe on your respective platforms if you're enjoying. And we'll be back in 3 minutes. BRB.
It's raining.
Ads. Nice mic times 2. Thanks, Cara. That's just me being dumb. Does that mean that I didn't mute it before? Now I'm a little bit confused because I thought I muted it when I got up and left. And then just unmuted it there, but I must have muted myself. Anywho, whatever. It's fine. I know what I'm doing. Obligatwish, thank you for the follow. That's what I said. And then Pro and Pro-Am. So Pro-Am should just be the straight swing, right? Which is going to be more akin to 2K23. Pro's the first swing difficulty, I believe, that introduces the swing bias, right? Let's see here. Oh no, it puts lie angle on. Gotcha. Okay, so even on Pro-Am, they start to bring the swing context input. Hey, what's going on, Dupper? We're just getting ready to hop into some maximum difficulty stuff. So you play on Pro, but Pro-Am swing difficulty. Okay. So that's just gonna give you more forgiveness, but is gonna leave everything else the same. Well, I will say, if you can get kinda close, as the full game unlocks and we're able to, you know, skill things up, that should get more forgiving. But I do feel it is gonna be tough. Why is it? Oh, that's because that's weird. It bumped over to guest by accident. Let's try and make this as hard as we can. No marker. Is 179? Oh, that's interesting. It's 179, but it's not showing it as full. Why is that? Is rhythm preference? Why? That bothers me. What's going on, George? But it's not. There's a demo, George. Yeah, online matches are on Pro for the matchmaking. So yeah, George, if you go on PSN or Steam or whatever platform you're on, there's a PGA Tour 2K25 first look that you can download and play. The back nine at Scottsdale, some training stuff. I'm so confused though. Is that really just like it doesn't fill out to anything more? Because that's just gonna bother me. But yeah, I think when the actual game comes out, we're gonna have, you know, just that much more forgiveness that we're gonna be able to put into our characters if you can get it kind of close. But it's gonna take practice. I mean, I would say that you could just, you know, practice on the demo. You know, biggest thing that I try and preach to people is feel versus real. Try and be consistent in your setup and find the feel that gives you the swing that you want, and then, you know, repetition and experience is gonna get you the rest of the way there. Only for PC? It's on all platforms, so you can download the demo on PC. All right, so this is no vibration. This is max difficulty, so we're gonna see how this shapes up. Obviously, furs and gurs are gonna go a long way. Oh, you can't, on max difficulty, you can't course yardage anything. Well, that's not fun. That is not fun at all. This is gonna be real bad. Feel Legend on 25 is easier than 23 on Legend? I think so, Edward. I also just don't like how 2K23's Legend was. Because 2K23's Legend, like, it wants you to hit basically a perfectly straight line, which is not really something that is, like, not really something that you can do on a consistent basis. You just have to feel these out. Oh man, this is gonna be so tough. This is gonna be so tough. This is where it really starts to be like a feel thing. I'm gonna have to putting an approach camera. Not that we need it for this putt, I don't think. But I think it'll be good to see. Yeah, as you're trying to roll the ball. See those angles? Alright, so we're 1 over. Not the worst thing. Ooh, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. Straight swing 90% of the time. Took you 300 hours to shoot under par consistently. Yeah, my big problem with it is the way that 2K23 is just set up as a whole. Straight line, right? If you hit the top point right on center, you're good. But if you miss it by a pixel, regardless of swing difficulty, you miss the shot by like 5 yards, 3 to 7 yards, yeah, depending on what your club is. So for me, that was always something that was quite bothersome, because you could be like just barely off the mark, but it would be like multiple degrees off. So it was just, there was minimal incentive to actually play for that perfect. Like, why wouldn't I just consistently miss just a touch off, you know, and play it from there? That was kind of my whole thing with it. So that's why I just never really liked Legend for 23. Feels like it's playing just a little bit more right to left. That meter shouldn't be on for the putter, right? That has to be a bug when it comes to Legend, right? Like that shouldn't be there. There's no vibration. Yeah, shots that have feedback, I feel like just shouldn't show up at all when it comes to this. I didn't think that I hit what it was saying. Ah, the pull. Oh no. No, I'm not I'm just gonna re-tee it. How am I getting... It was going well. It was going well. Apparently I'm not pulling to the left as much. Like, I would rather have that shot. Yeah, just the every once in a while. That did like a plug animation. Oh, jeez. Oh, boy. Gosh darn it. Yeah, you really out of the plug you have to hit that. So this is the hardest part, I think, about this is trying to get that feel. I tell you what, it's satisfying though when you get it right. Gamer thinks that as well. Yeah, that doesn't feel like it should be on. It wouldn't really make much sense in my opinion. I'll take that. And I think like once you get that swing path just upgraded a little bit more, you're probably gonna miss, be able to get more consistently like under a degree miss. I think right now it's just quite tough. 19 yards with the uphill. I think you have to... Oh, I didn't want to 96 it. I needed this to be 100% because now it's definitely not going to have a chance to get up the hill. Alright, but it'll give us a little test it. Making a read here. Because that is... It appears to be right to left up the hill. But yeah, this should just be like a fully field putt. Don't like that that's showing up on... Oh, is he walking it in? Oh, he's walking it in, classy. He's walking it in. True sim practice. Yeah, this is fully maxed difficulty. It's the 179 multiplier. Ah, we blocked it. Ooh, what a kick. So yeah, it's true sim with probably some more stuff turned off than normal true sim is gonna have. 15 yards, probably not. Because like this doesn't have book yardage, which I think will always have book yardage. Dang it. Hole. Hole's no bueno. I want to get spin. I don't want to loft. I don't want to flop it. Because, like, let's be real here. If I try and flop this, I'm gonna try it just for funsies. That's what's gonna happen. The flop is just such a nasty shot. I mean, I'll be curious to see when we actually get specs into flops. But I am so bad at flops right now. Ah, that still broke more. Not bad reads. Oh, see, but the putter, it didn't show up there. So yeah, it's just like on that first putt, it seems to be bugged. Not so certain why that is. Patch in a higher difficulty level to try for tryhards. Call it Legend Plus or whatever. So what's Legend Plus gonna do? Is it trying to play me over to the fairway opposite? What? What's going on here? This is where book yardage is like such a big thing though. Like, I don't know what my numbers to the flag are, so I'm gonna go down to a 6 to try and be careful. And I'm still gonna put it into the heavy rough. 66 to... I'm gonna have to go up to a full... Go like a 3/4 swing. I mean, like, we're gonna lose some out of this. I gotta play it out here. Distance was actually really good. I just pulled it. Yeah, I will say that I think one thing that is messed up right now that probably shouldn't be the fact is that when you partial your swing that it goes up to like a full animation, because then you can always partial it properly, and as long as you get the right percentage. Like, I feel like it should be almost as if like in 2K23 where like where your swing was on the arc is kind of where you go. Which, like, if I do a partial shot like this, it should be. Duck, thank you for the YouTube sub. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I think that's probably the hard thing with this right now is like knowing in the back of my head that like the swing animation length doesn't mean too much because of your like what you set up to affects things. I don't know if that's the case with putting because I haven't tested it. But yeah, like the fact that you take a 100% shot or like an 80% shot, the swing animation, because I should be able to show that here. Oh, right, because R2 is the... Yeah, got it. So, it's 100%, right? Which means that's 100% swing, or there's 101. Close enough, right? If I partial this back to like 80%, that full swing was only 83. Like 80% is only a little bit docked from it, and I'm sure I would think as you get closer to 100%, like there's that 90% and it's basically like 100. So it doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't scale the way that it realistically should. Always freaking pulling this shot. I watch a bit Jim and Dana. I'll watch more of like the majors and a couple of the big tournaments. Like, I'll try and watch, like, the players and stuff, because I really like that one. I gotta pick my battles. You know, wife and kid, not really permissed to just watch golf all the time. That was a very nice touch. Little right to lefter. There we go. I watch some baseball. It's more fun to go to the games. You know, I'll watch a few games here and there through the course of the season. Yeah, I'll watch all the playoff stuff. Yeah, I don't look at it as a fair weather fan. Like, I keep up with stats. Not stats, but like I keep up with like the scores of the games and stuff, but 162 games, it's a lot. Football's really the only thing that I watch every game. It's just a lot more manageable. So this is breaking right to left up the hill here. Somewhere out here, maybe? I underswung it. I don't know how much I underswung it, though. It's not bad. I think when the putter is actually not showing stuff, you know, putt feel will be a much bigger thing. The rhythm and transition sensitivity to be more punishing. I don't know about the transition. I mean, maybe. Rhythm definitely is very forgiving. I haven't even tried, like, if I practice swing, how do I... That's a slam forward, and that's only 4% extra power. Yeah, you gotta try pretty hard on those. Alright, I'm gonna try and be a little bit aggressive on this. I pull closed it. Distance is gonna be pretty good. Just a little bit off the mark. Partial assist off or something like that, increase the overall difficulty over 1.79. Yeah, I think there's some tweaks that need to happen. Because it is going to be kind of awkward playing, like, you set your power and then you do it, because, like, that's not... That part's not very sim. That broke a lot more. Still not a bad. Also, it's more about the push, I think, than the read. I mean, 5 over on max, not too bad. Your Blue Jays, Edward? I'm a Phillies guy. I'm a Phillies guy personally. You know what? Did we play that on our Technician? No, I think, was that on our Powerhouse? Did I not switch? Five over on Powerhouse, not bad. Let's see what our Sculptor does. I thought I had switched back to my Sculptor. 5 over with the Powerhouse, not bad. Not bad at all. Gang, what up, Weavy? How's it feel being a champ? 2 best starting pitching staff for the Phils and the Blue Jays. I'm just looking forward to being done with Walker. Personally, he just fell off so hard. And I know they have so much money spent on that contract, but like... Oh, you work for a sports company? That's pretty cool. Hole open and still in this bunker. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. See, I'm gonna I don't know where the animation goes for the splash shot. I think that's gonna be the hardest thing for me. 2K25 comes out on Friday for early access. Officially fully out next Friday. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. I think it'll be interesting to figure out too which one we miss more, swing path or contact, and which one matters more. I guess contact probably you would want to get more correct, because if you block it with wind, it's not the end of the world. Like if you miss your swing path with wind, you know, it's gonna catch it, but I think having the sideways rotational spin that comes from contact, I think that's gonna be... I think that's gonna be a big thing. I'm trying so hard not to look at this because it's giving away the... Ooh, birdie putt. It's giving away the power you're supposed to hit, and I really do want to play it by feel. 197, 5-iron goes 10 yards. Try and get that going just a little bit. Man, do I want that pull to stop happening. Because I feel like I'm better at hitting the contact. So getting the extra stuff is gonna be real nice. Blocked it out, but it should be decent. Yeah. Feel like the swing feels better, but you're a bit out of touch with 23. I don't know. I'm enjoying it. It's a very big switch up from 23. I do like that, like, putting matters more in this. Right? Like, I'm a crappy putter, but the fact that there's like a rhythm to it as well, and that the pushes and pulls and everything, like, you have to focus up on your putting a little bit more. I do think I appreciate overall. I think it feels good. I think, you know, it's just a question of when you have a fully decked out character, how is it then, right? It's really like the how does it balance? Push close, so we get like a baby draw. There's a hill, gonna kick it left. Come on. Oh, we're just short. Been watching TGL. I watched the full first match, and I watched part of the second match today. I had a good time watching it. You know, I think the blowout matches are never fun, but I love when there's the banter between the guys. Like, I always think JT is a ton of fun for that sort of thing. I really overswung that. There we go. My putting rhythm is so much better when there's no vibration. I actually think I could reasonably play this game with no vibration. It's all gonna come down to, like, how do we feel about, like, the putting reads on power. But yeah, Russell, I watched a good bit today. Definitely some fun times there. Ooh, perfect. We'll take it. It'll give us a putt. You hope that Plat has no vibro, no feedback? I know that TrueSim won't. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Plat gets balanced versus the others. Or just what TGC decides to do, you know, in it overall. On break. Just hung it out there a little bit. Classy, thank you for the YouTube sub. Get in there. YouTube on fire this evening. $952 subs. We are in the home stretch to 1,000. Seriously, thank you guys so much. Greatly appreciate it. You guys are awesome. TGL is ridiculous. Yeah, I'm curious how long TGL is gonna last. I think the modification to the hammer was good. Oh, I pushed it. I overcorrected. Cart path? We're gonna miss it. Oh, never mind. Double cart path? Triple cart path? Move out of the way, folks. Coming through. Out of the sand? Yeah, we're gonna be able to take a high club here and go. Rodents, thank you for the follow. See, this is where you need the choked. I'm gonna go like, yeah, 95% here. Ah, crap. Oh, I went 95% and that came out like garbage, so it was not as clean of a sand line as I was hoping for. Well, alrighty then. Beta for you is like my Looper's Only Impossible challenge. You still have broken par on Legend, Lucas. You'll get there, man. You'll get there. We haven't... I'm not like breaking it consistently. But we've been around par. We've been getting there. Oh, I pushed it. Come on, roll up. I will say, I really like how much feel you can play into this. I'm sure you could in 23, but I feel like at least with the demo so far, I've been able to like play a lot of stuff in a similar fashion to how like real life I would think it's gonna feel. Oh, that held out to the right. A little firm, too. You love the vids? You don't watch all the lives. Yeah, these were... I watched the first one live because it was on after stream, but most of the time they're on. Oh wow, that broke. Most of the time they're on like while we're live, so I miss them. Like tomorrow night, it's gonna be a 7 o'clock match. I'm not gonna see that. I like today that it was on during the day. I could put it on while I was working. The pull, which means I'm gonna end up in this bunker again. Always in this bunker. Oh man. Lucas, 15 stream streak. Heck yeah, dude. That is a heckin' consistent. That is heckin' consistent. Okay, that's not bad. I mean, obviously I'd like it to be closer because I've got to bleed this one from left to right. How high of a streak that goes to? I would imagine indefinite. No! Get in there, Kara. Redeeming over 9,000 channel points? Just like that? It's impressive stuff. Appreciate you taking the time to rack up that many points. Master swing compared to 2K23? Cap is 70, chipping and flops are up. Yeah, so like I think Master Swing, I don't know, it depends, because like there are certain things that are definitely easier, but you know, if you're not good at your swing path, like you're gonna get punished quite a bit compared to 2K23. I think that the transition is about the same. I feel like the rhythm to tempo comparison, I feel like that's pretty much, yeah, that's pretty easy in this compared to 23. But the swing path actually matters a whole lot more now. That was pretty bad. But it's tough because we've only had a little bit of time with this game. This is where you want to like chip it up into the side and up and on. That's too short. Yeah, this is where I think the struggle bus really is. I hammered it. But I think this is where the struggle bus really is with the way that the mechanics are right now, because the mechanics right now, the way the partials are set up, or not, yeah, the way the partials are set up really screws with things, because your aim affects how far moving your club, you know, changes the shot. So like I think the fact that in 23 you could just aim it, like you could play without vibration, and like whatever your character did, like you could just find an input point that worked. But I think the fact that in this game, you know, if you adjust your aim to be under 100% and you swing to the same point, like it makes it like this very hard when you have no aim marker. You have to like ghost adjust the aim marker to affect your swing. It's just like a really weird. It's a really weird thing. I do like that the feedback is like more concise. You know, it all is contained within the circle. You don't have the little pop-up. I think the blue versus the white, light gray, dark gray. Yeah, I think that's clean. I think that light blue really pops and is quite nice. That guy underhit that. I did not underhit that. I just underread it. All right. I mean, 4 over. We had a rough stretch. I mean, we started. Yeah, we just started to lose some shots there. We were 1 under for a while. Just lost it at the end. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of this is really going to boil down to how does this play when our characters are upgraded, right? Like, obviously we're going to get better, and that's always going to be a variable to it, is like, just where are we on our consistency? And this course isn't the greatest for giving us ideas about things. Everybody thinks they're the greatest when there's no wind and pretty flat lies all around the shop. But as soon as it starts to flip-flop, and you start getting crooked lies and like shots where you have to hit a flop or you're like guaranteeing yourself a bogey, I think that's when things are going to start getting really interesting. I think that's when things are going to start getting really, really interesting, and we're going to have to, do a lot in terms of improving, but like ourselves. That's going to be interesting to see, like, how far do skills and attributes take us? Because if some of these things start to be very easy, I am hoping that they adjust the way that the swing percentage stuff works, because right now, playing on a difficulty like this, where you take out the swing marker, and all of a sudden you have to, like, visualize what... Like, you're looking at the image to see, okay, I'm in the sand, and guesstimating, like, what percentage that is. But then layer on top of that, you can't visualize where 93% is, but 93% isn't 93% of your swing. It's like 99% of a full swing with a 93% aim marker set. Like, that is just like a really hard thing to comprehend and like piece together on the fly. I liked that in 23, when you adjusted the A marker, it slowed your tempo down, so your swing got slower. But you could, if you swung your club at the same point, even if you had it aimed at 50% power, 100% power, if you swung 50%, the ball went the same distance on both. Whereas in this one, like, if you aimed 50% power, 100% power, and swung to 50%, on the 100, you'd go way short, and on the 50, you would go way short. You would just go way short, I guess, on the, like, partial swing. So it just... Or maybe you would go more short. I don't know how that works exactly, but it is a little bit funky. The female golfers in the career mode. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I don't really care too much, but I mean, it's not true immersion, but you're also trying to integrate them in because you don't have a full LPGA tour that you could play on, and you don't want it to be that people just skip the LPGA tour, play the LPGA, and skip the PGA. Like, you're trying to maximize all of those things. So yeah, it does end up coming out a little bit funky. I pre-ordered the Legendary Edition, Moose. I ended up going Legendary. I figured that the Clubhouse Pass, even though I wasn't always like a super big thing into it, I paid the 120 for the last game. Didn't really feel like the pre-order bonuses were worth it. The fact that the Clubhouse Passes are in this one and they don't expire and stuff, and also seeing that the Clubhouse Passes currently as they stand involve some swing stat stuff and maybe some clubs, I figure I may as well save a couple bucks by pre-ordering. Like, I'm already gonna put in a ton of time. We're gonna put in 900 hours into 23 by the time that we're done. By the time that we're done with everything, so yeah, I will definitely get my money's worth with it. What's going on, Mr. Incredible? How are you doing? Season 1 Clubhouse Pass? Yeah, Power Driver is my understanding. I think the premium one has the driver as like the level 100. I believe everybody gets like some sort of swing skill. Let me see, because I think there's a Clubhouse Pass section to the My Player page. So everybody will get some sort of new shot type, I believe, on the default, but they also have, so it's a future Clubhouse Pass skill. There will be a new skill here, new shot type, but then I believe these upgrades are currently slated to be on the premium one. I hope that it doesn't stay that way, but that's my understanding at the moment, or at least, yeah, what it was when the 2K guys went out there. Plus more VC, yeah, so that'll be a way to recoup stuff. So not really pay to win, just pay to get ahead a little bit faster. But I think also there's some like level up tokens and there's some early boost type stuff that it's like if I'm gonna spend the extra money, it's gonna be better to do it early rather than like after the game. Yeah, it was already out, so we're gonna see how it all fares. You know, I'm hoping that it stays away from the pay to win side of things, but ultimately that remains to be seen. We'll find out on Friday. We'll find out the following Friday. You know, I don't know how much is going to change between early access play and like official launch day. You know, that remains to be seen. All right, we're gonna roll a quick break here. Time's running out on the ad play, so we're gonna roll some ads here so that nobody gets any more ads for the next hour. I appreciate you all hanging out. If you are enjoying the stream and have not already followed, subbed, or liked on your respective platform, I would greatly appreciate it. It goes a long, long way. I know that YouTube is the big thing right now, but it goes a long way on all platforms. So I appreciate it. We're at 953 subs. We are climbing our way to 1,000. Get in there. That is all because of you guys. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. Yeah, we'll come back. We'll play another round or two. Hang out for a bit more. And yeah, I'll see you in like 3 minutes. BRB.
It's raining.
Ads. I muted the mic this time, alright? I know what I'm doing. Let's try one of these. Go into our technician. Let's try go into our technician and see what's what. See people maxing contact and swing path. And then power slots into the year. I think that'll be a pretty common thing. I also think, like, just looking at the player build right now, like, I think swing path and contact, but I also think correction and shaping to a certain extent. I think recovery is also, like, you're gonna miss a bunch, so, like, recovery is going to be a necessity. Just giving you more forgiveness and more scale of the line. Obviously, you don't want to put a ton of points into it, but I think you want to have some there. I think correction turns the natural draw and the swing input angle offset required. Like, I think that this is one that you just kind of get high enough that you're comfortable with it. Right? Get it to a point where you can hit it consistently, and then I think you can, like, you can leave it. I want to see what it looks like at 99, but I don't think that 99 is going to be, like, a feasible thing that people should play with. But I think if you get it to the angle that you can hit the most consistently, and then you leave it, and then you can start tinkering with your other stuff. Think about it, we did get the best game ever in 2K25 before GTA 6. I keep blocking this shot. I don't know what it is. I either block it or pull it. I have not had a very good time. All right, I'm hoping we get the 80%, or like higher than the 80% lie. Well, technically we did. Technically we did. I am just always left here. I am just always freaking left here. The chip just not... Yeah, I'm not a fan of the chip. The animation I find very difficult to get a feel for. Same with the putting. That was a little bit better than it has been. Sucks to take the double, but like when the animation doesn't quite line up, it makes it very hard to play with no assists on. So, Allbacker guy, any changes? I mean, not so much that I've been able to tell. It's also been a minute since I've played it. I haven't noticed. I mean, I guess there's still like a little bit of skippiness when you're trailing the ball. I haven't noticed too much in terms of like the swing path. I know that they patched out, or at least that's what I've heard, they patched out the like J swing. But I don't think I was ever really a recipient, you know, of benefits from that. I do like this actually. How was my rhythm that off? Ooh, look at the putt from that cam. Alright. Not a great start. Not a great start. Oh, buttercut. I pulled it. Always on the pull. When you get here, that means bunker bound. Yep. Hammer the stick back and forth to get rhythm for the putts. Yeah, probably to be more consistent with it. Oh wow, that was one of the worst transitions I've had. But yeah, if you don't go fast and fast, you can definitely get yourself caught out. Now I know I do better when the marker is not there. I also think I'm gonna have to start messing a little bit more with like tee box positions, especially when we start learning like our tendencies a bit more. 235. I want to go 100%. I gotta probably give it a little bit extra too. 102, little push. It's gonna probably kick too far left. Oh wow. That took such a soft first bounce. Great. I don't want to chip this. See, this is where, like, if you were really good, you could flop it, but, like, the flop is so unforgiving without stats. I think that's the big thing right now, is you have to appreciate where your stats are input. I can't. Anything that requires the like partial feel shot, it doesn't work. Not on this, not in my opinion. The way that partial aim is, like how are you supposed to get anything done? Like I really don't like that. What's going on, Hound? I get your player up to 70 overall. You're at 66, but you only have 42 VC. I mean, 70 overall would be just... Oops. Just keep playing and getting the quest done, get VC from playing, right? And then you would level up your character from there. I think 70 just is what you're maxed out at. I have to play it up. Whoa. I pushed it. Yikes. Well, that's fortunate for the cart path to get us closer to the green. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do here, though. Yeah, this is gonna hit the bush. I can't get under it. I would need like the lightest punch shot. Pound, thank you for the follow. Second that you're missing where the quests are, so if you go into your pause menu and go to quests, you should have all these quests that give you XP and VC as rewards. Some fittings too. So like there's stuff with, like obviously you'll get some just from playing, but like there are ones for playing all the way up to Legend and getting 50 VC on a bunch of different tiers. As you can see, I have 2,700. Some of that is because there were some codes that gave out a good chunk, but I think naturally you should easily have, you know, over 1,000, even if you're spending a little bit. More feel with the short game in terms of sensitivity, being able to really feel out your swing with slow focus movements. I think because of right now the way that it's designed, you can't really get that. Because right now what you have is when you adjust your aim partial, say you drop it from like 100 to 95%. If you take a full swing, your full swing is like your full swing animation is basically that 100%. I wonder if yeah, see how that's 97% overswing? I aimed it to 93. That's 102 because I really held it, but if I just go to the top of my swing, it's 96. Ooh, a 3% overswing, but it still isn't 100% anymore. Whereas if you bump that all the way back out, now you're at 100. Like, I don't like that that's how it works. It basically feels like the assist is on, even though it's a difficulty slider that's taken off. Like, this distance control assist limits the backswing based on intended distance, but adds the overswing zone to partial shots. It feels like distance control assist is in effect always, but it shouldn't be. At least that's how I feel. I'm gonna play like a 7-iron. I feel like I've gone too far before with this going on like a 6. Probably want to be more right side fairway because of where this pin is. 100 yards. Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. You missed just a little bit. But it's like something like this, right? So you have this partial shot. You would think that like, oh, if I go to here, right, I'll splash it out with enough. But it's all relative to the 75% that I have aimed. Right? So now this 75%, like this is a full shot. So the 75%, I really just have to hit it to like here. Right, because I underhit that animation point. So to me, that is like a very funky thing, and I'm not a fan of that. I like how with the putting so far, I have to do some testing. Maybe we'll test that after this. If the putting partial affects your animation. Can I stop? At least this one, we have enough distance. But I'm always getting like a pull on this hole, it feels like. Alright, so we're gonna get left to right break. I feel like this isn't too bad. How is... Oh my word, how is that 7.6? The putting rhythm is so aggressive compared to the full swing. The full swing, I gotta try so hard. I mean so hard to even just miss it by like a percentage point. It's gonna hit the front of the lip again too. Always. Oh, we're not gonna go splash. We're gonna go pitch shot. No, the pitch shot's short. Full approach. 92 yards. Big uphill lie. Yeah, no, we'll take this. Oh wow, that actually sticks. We're putting in some decent, like I know the scorecard isn't great. We've been putting in some decent putt reads and stuff. I think the partial mechanic is the funkiest thing right now. Because when you have the assists on the partial mechanic, it makes it very easy. When you take it off, like when you take off like a marker and all of that, all of a sudden the partial mechanic becomes very funky. Pitching is very similar to 2K23. To be fair, I only ever did full pitch shots in 2K23 and then like shaped them. So like this game is very different for me because you can actually partial in this game pretty easily, which I don't think it should be that way. I think it should be a little bit harder. I think the rhythm is going to make partials still quite a bit easier than 2K23. But I think they just have to get that tuned. Which I'm hoping they get. Oh wow. I pushed it, but just snapped a little bit more in the beginning. But I think that, I don't know. I think the fact that we're doing just a few over par on base on the highest difficulty, like that's not the worst thing. It's definitely not the worst thing by any means. Okay, so let's test out some putting stuff, shall we? Let's test out some putting stuff. I want to see on the training grounds here that if I aim it to like 50% versus 100%, like what does that full swing come out as? Because that's really crappy for putting too. So like, let's go practice swing, right? I need to turn the A marker back on or else this is gonna be a really painful testing session. Okay, so yeah, it feels like the distance control assist is always on. Except, I think if we turn that on, we'll see that it actually like limits your swing. Okay, so let's see here. So if we pull this back to 100, right? That's the full swing length, 100%. Okay, cool. So now if I go back to like 20 feet and I fully pull back the putter, that's 100%. 97%. That's what I would expect on every shot, right? I would expect that I go to that full length and I am doing 100% shot. You know, I should only have to be here if I want to be on like the 20 footer. So that's good. In my opinion, that's how that should be. But now if we go back to like the driving range, I want to mess around. Let's put it on perfect swing, because perfect swing is gonna let us just test stuff the best. I'm gonna turn off the Pro Vision stuff though, because I don't need it to tell me how to live my life. Feedback, whatever. Let's see here. So distance control assist. Let's see how that feels with it on. So if we go, let's say we're gonna hit some partial 7 irons or something, right? So we're at a 90% shot. So if you hold that, let's put it on practice. So like, that's 87. So you've gone over 90 and now it's dropped you back down. 91, that's an overswing, but we gotta take reference to where our swing is. Hands are at the top of the tree, 91%. If I hold, click, 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 91%. So like that really limits you. If you pull that off, and take distance control assist back off, being at the top of the swing, like hands at that is still the 90% perfect. But if you hold on, it doesn't click. You can get up to the 96. Click, 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 click. Does the little dip. That's 97%. I'm just trying to see if you can get it back up. Okay, so that's where it starts to come back down, is once he starts to kind of dip. His animation there, you see how he starts to crunch? Like if you max that out, that's a 92%. Which, hand up, that's kind of bogus too. Just think about that for a second. Okay, you know, I'm out on the course and I say, I want to hit my shot here, right? I want to hit 92%. I know that 2% over is where I want to be. So I just go like, if that transition doesn't do something crazy to my shot, that's kind of a cheap way to go, right? I think. Can't wait to see people exploit that. Oh, I have this 60-degree wedge shot that I want to make sure that I hit 80. Let's see here. That's probably not the best. But like what, if you, let me see this. If you max out a 98% shot, is it 100? Okay, so at the top, it underswings it. But as you partial it enough, this will now be 93%. Yeah, so once you partial it enough, then it starts to go the other way. I wonder what that cutoff point is. 97? 95. I can see 96 going down, and then maybe 95 starts to go up. 94, yep, 96, 94. If you get 95. 94. 94%. Goes down to 93. So when do we start getting the power going the other way? 93 overswings to 92. Mind you, these are only 1% misses. Okay, so now 92 is 93. And 91 also gonna be 93. And then I assume it just stays with this. So like you go 90, this is now a 92 shot. Does it work that way if you go, what's the shortest you can partial this? 75%. This is 77. Ah, okay, so it gets a little bit funky as you go down the ladder here. What is the cutoff point for that? That's so funky. So like if you're trying to hit something partialed in like the 90s, holding on to it to the end is like OP. 85 goes to 91. 88 goes to 92. That's weird. Because again, this goes 90. Okay, that's 93 probably because it's like a rounding thing on like where in the 90% I am. That goes to 92. 88. Goes to 92. So there's like this sweet spot. Not fully abusable, but like if you know specific points, like you just know where the percentages are. Like all of these just max out at 91. Let's go down to... So what? There's like 5 different spots that go to 91%. Okay, now we're starting to go back up, 92. So at 82, it goes back up to 92. So if I go to 78, does that go up to 97? 94. So it's kind of like a half a point per. And this is back to 97. Yeah, that's a weird little like dispersion chart for distance. But again, it's kind of like, okay, I want to guaranteed hit 97%. You could do that too, right? You do this weird partial thing. I don't know. Obviously, this starts to get really specific of like, oh, I want to hit the ball 97% instead of 100. Like, oh, 100 is to there. I'm going to go 97. Put some shape on it. Play this back at 75. And then hold it. A little bit of a weird thing. I mean, I guess if you want to do that, you could. It doesn't seem as like OP as on paper. I would assume that it's the same thing for all of the clubs. So like this is 80%. So what did we find out? The 80% goes to like 94. You could get some really 93. You can get some really weird things where like I have to hit a partial shot. Now, theoretically, okay, let me switch to Technician because Technician has more. I want to see if when you hold it, it should shrink the crap out of your forgivenesses, which would be like why you wouldn't do something like that. Right? Like that would be the big thing is, no, we are on Technician. Why is... Oh, it's because we're on Perfect Swing. Okay, I gotta just take it off of Perfect Swing and then... Should start seeing those forgivenesses go back to normal. Hey, what up, Zach? Golf game's good, man. We're testing stuff out. Seeing what we can see in the demo. We'll finally have the game in our graphs on Friday. So just messing around with what we can mess around with. Put it to Legend. Just need to see. Need to adjust something here. Rhythm preference. RJJ Ryan, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Guy Vizo 3.0. Nari, we're getting there. I think Thursday we'll sit down and we'll try and actually like do the character. I just kind of picked some default stuff just to get into it. But I think we'll try and set everything up on Thursday so that our character's good to go. This isn't a true representation. If I take a swing, will that reset it off of the perfect swing? Something's bugged out right now where it's leaving me on perfect. Is it because I was on... Oh, this must be a bug. I think because it was on perfect swing. I bet you if I do this now. No? Oh, it's because, yeah, it's because of what you're defaulting to. Pro-Am is also straight up and down. Let's just put it back to like full legend and see if that fixes things. Is the stuff just that unforgiving on legend? What if I run it to master? Why is it doing this? Why are my forgivenesses all crap on technician? Is it that way even if I take a shot? Well, that's not buggy at all. If I change it in the menu, does that matter? Something's not adding up here. What's up, Scarlet? This is the new game, yes. Let's just see about Pro. This is the demo though. The full game releases on Friday for early access if you pre-ordered the Deluxe or Legend Edition. The full release for everybody will be next Friday. Okay. Those swing numbers don't add up to me. Or not swing numbers, but like the forgivenesses. Let's try and reset the game. Reset the game and see if that fixes it. 'Cause I don't know what's going on, but the only thing that's changing is like the biases. It's not changing the forgivenesses when I change swing difficulty. It's quite different, Zach. It is quite different, man. The last game, like, your swing path mattered, like where you swing your joystick mattered. But that is largely the main mechanic here now. They've changed quite a bit. It looks quite a bit different. It plays pretty well. I'm looking forward to seeing everything in action and seeing what people do with the designer and just like what our characters are like when they're fully leveled up, because, you know, we're playing a bunch of stuff with base characters at the moment. Yeah, because I have this... I keep bumping the difficulty setting down. I should have more forgiveness than this, right? I'm not going crazy. It doesn't change back, just go back to Mario Golf C-Spear? Oh man, we haven't done Mario Golf in ages. We haven't done Mario Golf in ages. I remember when we used to speedrun that. It was a freaking long speedrun because we did the story mode was like 3.5 hours. Tried to stretch the life of that game longer than I should have. I couldn't do it or we just would have ads in the middle of it, which I would strongly dislike. I'd have to turn off the ad break thing and people would miss stuff. I wouldn't enjoy that. Because you can't pause a speed run. What about it, Naveen? Yeah, what's going on here though? Is this bugged? Because like we're on the most forgiving. Let me see if it fixes it by changing your archetype. N64 Mario Golf only? Ah, I've only played the Switch Mario Golf. I didn't have an N64. My cousins did. But they didn't have Mario Golf, and I only played it, you know, a couple of times going over to their house. All right. There should be more forgiveness than this, right? Not going crazy. There was more swing path before. Everything, like the rest of the settings, but we got the tiny forgiveness window. Even on Technician and Sculptor. Let me try going back to Powerhouse, because this should be the same crap thing. And I would also think that lowering the swing difficulty should be Why is putting so hard? Open push on putts? Open push. So right-handed golfer, you're swinging from left to right. Try and feel like you're swinging from right to left a little bit more, maybe. Yeah, these all... Shouldn't these be bigger? Shouldn't these be bigger on the easy settings? Because no matter what setting or what archetype I play on, they all look the same. Small. No, not really, but I could have sworn I had more forgiveness on stuff earlier. Like, I was pretty certain that even just the base... Doesn't the base Technician have larger input regions? Is it because it's all off the tee? What if I go... Is it because it's just tee shots? What if I go to approach shots? Maybe I'm just crazy because it's tee shots instead of approach. I want chip. Give me approach shots. And then let me go to pro. Like somewhere. Is this completely bugged out? I almost have to like roll through the VOD. Because I feel like it's supposed to be bigger than that, right? Even on a base Technician? Am I going crazy? I guess I'm on the heavy rough though. Hold on. Where's the... Oh, that's bugged. Why is the flag moving around with this? Whatever. Okay, so full approach shot from the fairway. Yeah, it's still tiny. You want to see the same thing? I'm sorry. Sorry to hear that. I'm so confused. This is not right. The flag should not be... The flag should not be following around like this. I don't even know what hole it's trying to go at. But the flag, that ain't it. That ain't it, Chief. Also, you can really just fly around and see all of what exists here. There's so much to this facility. You really can go to all of it. It's not like you can use the... Not like you can use the flag at any of it. But yeah, I need to go back and look because I'm like the flop shot, it changes. But I could have sworn that approach shots had a bigger window. I'll have to dig through the VOD. Yeah. No, you change where your person is. Because I can't put them on the green. You change where your person is. You don't change the flag with B or circle. You just change where your person is. I don't know where the flag went. But the flag was following my thing around. Because like if I put myself in the middle of this, the flag is over yonder. And now the flag is moving with me. On the marker, of course, not in actuality. Because now it's back over there. So difficulty just has a adjustment to the forgiveness. The white does not get affected by swing difficulty. Okay. I could have sworn. I could have sworn that other stuff made it bigger. I don't know. I think I'm going crazy a little bit. But I was like 99% certain that like approach shots on my character had a bigger white section before. I don't know, I'm probably losing it. But I'll need to go back and like scrub through the VOD to see if I can find it. I'll have to see if I can find it. Yeah, it's kind of funny, like if you miss big, it's not the end of the world. If you miss evenly, I guess is kind of the big thing. Like if you miss evenly, left, or right, like that's only a net of just under 3 degrees. You just can't do that. Like if you're gonna intentionally miss your swing path in a direction, you gotta miss it. You gotta miss it for the contact too, so that you get the nice big shape. Because if you connect on one of them and you miss the other, like that. Because it's almost like there, I wish I would have pulled it a little bit to negate some of it. I'm not gonna miss in the water. Yeah, it's funny how the brain works, right? It's funny how the brain works. The brain is just really good at saying, I am going to keep you out of that danger. Yeah, I think there'll definitely be a good amount of practice swinging, a good amount of time spent on the range where you're just getting dialed into, all right, this is how my swing feels. I think there's also going to be a lot to be said about that correction stat, finding what correction an individual needs to play consistently, and then you know, on top of that, just we're getting pretty consistent with that, just missing it by a touch. But then getting your shots to have that extra contact, an extra swing path stat, so that you hit your mark more often and you don't have as big of misses. It's just that, like the missing right to left or left to right, that's what's killer. Like, I would rather that, because that's only a 0.15 degree miss. I mean, you lose some distance because it's open. But if you're going to be there, you just don't want to pull it and then not... You don't want to pull it and hit the perfect contact. You want to have that club face open a little bit so you get that little cut. I wonder what happens if you set up for the fade and then just play. Yeah, that ends up being a push open because that's opposite side misses. Yeah. Yeah, so you just can't afford that. Of course, that's a perfect. Yeah, it's such a silly thing, but you can find. I'm sure there will be people that like just miss in a particular fashion that creates what you want. But yeah, you really just can't afford to miss one of the two. I'd rather miss 2 of 2 in the same side. I guess 1 of 2 isn't as bad as missing, like, double crossing yourself. Anywho, I'll have to scrub back through the VOD and see if I can find anything with the forgivenesses. I could have sworn I remember them being larger, but I'm probably just going crazy. And play for like 23? Yeah, I think so too, but I think it will be harder to replicate. I think the consistent miss with the swing plane was easier to hit than it's going to be in 25. That's my opinion. I think it's gonna be tougher to do in this game. I think people will do it, but I think it's gonna be tougher to pull off in the same way that we would for 23. But again, we'll see when everything's maxed out. You know, everything is speculative with a low level character like this. That's all it is. Everything is speculative at this point. So we'll see come Friday. We will see come Friday. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for me for this evening. So I appreciate you all hanging out. If you have not already followed, subbed, liked on your respective viewing platforms, it would go a long, long way for me. It's kind of crazy where we're at with the YouTube now. We're at 953 subs, on our way to 1,000. And, you know, I have the kind of meme, but also, you know, you want the growth on Twitch, the 69 follower goal. We're coming up on 6,900 flat. So that's all you guys. But I appreciate each and every one of you. We'll be back tomorrow night. We're gonna play 2K23 tomorrow night, maybe Wednesday night. We're gonna try and get the platinum, try and play some game modes and different things that we normally don't. And then I think we'll get back into 2K25 on Thursday, the night before the launch. We'll tinker around with our character creation, make sure that everything looks nice and pretty. We'll play a little bit, get our swing kind of situated, and then Friday we will have a day stream. So normally we're on like 7:30 Eastern to like this time-ish, Monday through Thursday. We're going to have Friday stream this week and next week. We'll be on somewhere between 7 and 8 a.m. Depends on when my kid's up. So once he's up, I'll be on, and then we'll be on straight through till 3 p.m. So be on the lookout for that. All the social links are in the the stream description or the video description. Let's go and say hello to Rundown Man. We're gonna switch it up. Try and say hello to somebody different than we normally do. He's gonna be surely playing a bunch of golf, I would expect. He's playing some college football right now. Let's go and say hello to him. And yeah, he's a fellow Philadelphia sports guy like me. So if you put up with my antics, maybe you'll put up with his too. All right, I'll see you all back here tomorrow night. Some 2K23 action. Take it easy. I'll see you then. Bye.